First of all, I would like to thank School of Languages to invite me for this particular auspicious function, for the valedictory function of this particular session. So, thank you very much. So, respected Professor Birendra Pandey sir, Dean School of Languages, Dr. Samir Kumar Das, Deputy Director School of Language, other learned people, distinguished guests, colleagues, students, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a very, very nice occasion to greet you all and congratulate you all for successfully completing this 30 hours of these different languages that you have learned. And first of all, I would like to thank all the trainers. You have put your hearts and soul to train your students, and lovely students, you all have learned a new language, so you have opened the door to a new world of opportunity. So I would like to just pinpoint 3 to 4 points here, how this language is going to be the next level of globalization in this country minimum. I am talking from the perspective of India. So in current situation, uh, the world is talking about inclusivity. That means we all have to think outwards and make sure that to reach out to each other. So now, because of this seamless communication, because of this seamless and effortless communication, there is no border, there is no physical border, so that we should, if we want to connect to others in another country, another society, another language, or another linguistic people, there is no barrier, and we know that how this different kinds of softwares like Google Translation, all those stuff, has already minimized the distance. But that is just for the sake of communicating to a different linguistic people. However, when it comes to person communication, it's very important for us to learn their language a bit. In that way, we can connect to those people in a very close proximity. At the same time, we can win their hearts. That's very, very important. That is what I have learned in my stay in abroad for more than 12 years. I was in France for 2 years, and I was in United States of America for another 12 years. So I know how important it is to learn a little bit of French, to make friends with French people, and how important it is to learn a little bit of Spanish and Chinese. When I was working with Chinese colleagues, out there, it was so much important. And second point, which I want to highlight from the Indian perspective, is the national education policy. Because of this new education policy, the country is talking about teaching our students in the state language or the local languages. So when we are talking about this kind of aspect of these government policies, we need to be sure that are we equipped to teach our students in the, for example, how about university level teaching in science in Odia? Are we prepared? Do we have books? No, I know it for sure. Till 10th grade, I can, know that Odia books are there. How about plus two books? We do not have. How about undergraduate books? We don't have. How about masters? Forget about it. We don't have it. So we need all these different languages, communication, all these things are needed at a higher level at this moment. So that is also very, very important from a national policy perspective. And we all know that whenever we go to, that is the third point, is whenever we go to different countries, such as many of our students have gone to Czech Republic, Germany, Japan, China, not that much insist on Chinese language to finish their PhD program. However, many of these European countries, they insist upon learning European language to finish the course, higher education course in science in their own language, and submit the thesis also in their own language. So many of my colleagues in School of Biotechnology also, they went there in Germany. Like one of my colleagues, she is from Humboldt University, and she went there, learned Germany, and submitted her thesis in Germany. So that is very, very important. So nowadays it is the trend. When you want to be a global power or you want to make yourself global, you have to publicize, or you have to make sure that people understand your own language. So this gives lot of traction in your economic growth and the prosperity of the country. And finally, we all know that whenever we are in a job or any kind of international kind of assignment, it's very important to understand their culture. And the best way to understand culture is to know about their language. Once you know their language, it's very easy for any one of us to gel with them. So this is very, very important. So when I went to France, it was so difficult for me to gel up with them. Even though some people, they understand English, they do not accept you unless until you speak little bit about their culture and talk about, hey, bonzo, como ça va, a little bit of that. Then they're like, oh, this guy knows, minimum he tries. So they will start gelling up with you. Or you go to a Chinese lab or Chinese people and say, hey, you say, I forgot,
Ni hao, ni hao.
ni hao or something like that. Okay. So I learned only ni hao, pu hao, mama hu, and all those stuff. So minimum you can just, start the conversation. That's very important. So once you start the conversation, everything flows in. So I congratulate once again to all of you, the teachers, the students, that you have really opened up a new avenue in your life. And the teachers have really shown you a new direction, how you can prosper in your life, in your career, and your opportunities. So thank you very much to Professor Birendra Pandeji and Dr. Samir Kumar Das for giving me this opportunity to share few of my thoughts in this regard.